Okay. Hi there. The GMO here, and I decided to make this video because well, okay. Long story short, last night I was on the Madhouse chat to record a show for Adam, and in that chat, well, we were talking about a lot of things after the show. And I basically mentioned the amount of teams I want in the Infinity Dragon games, and everybody was shocked at it. I don't blame them. It's a really insane number. I mean, heck, even Adam was shocked. Um, so yeah, that just proves how insane this idea is. But there is a reason why I want to make it that big, and as well as I feel like I've got a way to make it work, because I want to do this as in my love letter to core wrestling. So yeah, I'm gonna come out with what the amount of teams I would want in the next season Infinity Dragon games. And in case you don't know what the Infinity Dragon games are, it's basically like a large team tournament where it's like the combination, I can't say the word. The final part of this current saga in my Corvette GW, the Eclipse slash Lord Asriel saga. So I want to end it with a bang. So I'm going to show you how many teams I would want, how many teams of 4 I would want in the Infinity Dragon games. Why, and that's why I'm making this video. That's to explain my reasons why and how, why I decided to make it this big, and how the heck am I going to make it work. So yeah, no more time to waste. I want 900 teams of 4. Now, in case you didn't hear me right, not 900 cores, 900 teams of 4 competitors. I know that's insane. And that also means that I would have to get 3,600 competitors in this fight. I mean, yeah, even I know it's an insane number, but I feel like I can make it work because I've got a way to make it work, and I would tell everybody in like that chat last night at Madhouse how I can make it work, but we didn't have enough time because I only had like 15 minutes before I went to bed. So yeah, there's that. So let's see here, next one is now I'm gonna explain why I picked that me. Well, I'm gonna have to go for a little bit of a backstory here. Before I made like season 8, and on season 7, I had this really bad habit of blading cores in and out to my fed without getting rid of them. So I was having like the AEW problem. Like my roster was kind of bloated, and when I looked at it, I was thinking, okay, we have like this really bad problem here, and I feel like okay, in the next few seasons, it's gonna be like the ending of the Eclipse slash Lord Asriel saga in GW. I want to go out with a bang, so I thought, hey, why don't I make this gigantic tournament? Yeah. So I was actually planning this for this tournament well, everybody's just gonna be a single wrestler and some tag teams and stuff in season 8. But then, sadly, Pat Patterson passed away, who was the inventor of one of my favorite wrestling matches of all time, the Royal Rumble. So I wanted to pay tribute to him. So I then decided to make like 30, like the past World Cup to show respect to him, with 60 Rumbles, 30 man Rumbles, and 30 women Rumbles, where the winners will go on to start to take part in one last Rumble, and midway through those Rumbles, where I was making those Rumbles, I actually thought, okay, I'll just turn this into season 8. But yeah, that's the problem. There were a lot of people in that past Rumble Cup, and this is like the amount. Wait, I think it's the next number. Yeah, 1,800 entrants in the past Rumble Cup. So then I understood, oh no, that means if I want to make the Infinity Dragon games the next season even bigger, I thought I would have to go even bigger than this number, and I was like, oh no. So yeah, but yeah, this is, even though 1,800 is a big number, it's not actually as big as 3,600. So how the heck did I end up with that number? Well, funny enough, I wanted to gather like a lot of chorus of call wrestlers for the Infinity Dragons, so I wanted to make a list. So on the list, I decided. On that list, I actually decided I needed to know a lot of co-wrestlers, so I decided, why don't I go through every single call who's ever competed in Royal Rumble. So I looked at Barry Bauer's list of in the Payback Rumbles that I did for the past World Cup, and I went through all the wrestlers who competed, but I had to take some of them out because there were some dead wrestlers or douchebags like Alberto El Patron, but that's irrelevant. So yeah, with that number, I wanted to have people suggest teams as well, but I also wanted to make these my own teams for the past World Cup. I mean, not for past World Cup. Sorry, I'm a little bit tired. I slightly didn't get enough sleep last night because the heat over here in Scotland is kind of. Ugh. But back to the point. I then came up. Well, okay. At the same time, I forgot to mention this. Why I wanted to make it teams was, I hope this is next slide. Oh yeah, why I wanted to make this teams. Like I mentioned before, I wanted to make it I wanted to fit. I wanted it to be a large tournament where the biggest core tournament of all time, but fit people in. Unfortunately, I can't do that with single wrestlers. So I was kind of a little bit struggling with that. But then I learned more about the King of Fighters franchise. And then I understood, wait a minute. Teams of 3 could work. But then I decided, let's go Nest Saga on this. And the next in case you don't know, in the King of Fighters, basically everybody's in teams of 3, except for one of the sagas in the second saga, the Nest Saga, where everyone's in teams of 4. And I thought 4 would be better because I would have Team Ruby in there, I would have the Fantastic Four, etc., etc. So that's why I made teams of 4. So like I mentioned before, to gather a lot co-wrestlers. I went through Barry Bowers' list of all the co-wrestlers who's ever competed in a Royal Rumble. Cut everyone who's dead or is a douchebag out of that list. And then I also want to have it that people like OCs pick their own teams as well as some suggest their list. Well, so suggest teams. But I also made some of my teams as well for like my own main teams, and I ended up I didn't end up making 900 teams, but well, I came pretty close because the amount of teams that I actually made was 837 teams. Yeah, I made that many of my own custom-made teams on a list. I haven't confirmed all of them yet. Some of them have confirmed, but yeah, I was amazed that I actually did that, but I realized, oh no, this is going to be a lot of teams. And then to put myself in more, I thought about it more and said, oh, you know what? Fuck it. I want to give myself a little bit of a challenge. I'm gonna go try and make this like 900. And I think it also kind of fits for like season 900 teams. I think it does fit, even though it's pretty insane. I know it's insane. But again, I mentioned it before. I'll mention it again. I know how I can make this work. And I think that might be the next slide where I'm gonna go over how I can make this work. So yeah, it was a long. I had a long thought about this. I have been thinking about this for a long time now. I think since I was planning, when I was working on season 7, I actually had this planned. So I think since 2019, 2020-ish. That's how long I've had this. But anyway, next slide. Let's see here. Okay, now, how is it going to work? How the fuck am I gonna make this work? And this is basically one of the things that, when I was in that chat, people on the Madhouse chat, people were understandably asking, how are you gonna make this work? That's insane! No, that won't work! But I'm gonna go over how I'm gonna make it work, but again, it's gonna be complicated. And it was like this is gonna be a long story. That's why I didn't have enough time to address everybody in that chat why I could make it work. So here we go. But before I do, I'm gonna address something. Nope, I'm not gonna make it a single elimination tournament because that is even more insane than I thought. Than even I think that's insane. I'm not gonna do it like one 8-person team versus an 8-person team. The winner of that 8-person match moves on because that's gonna take way too long. So no, it's not gonna be a single elimination team tournament. So yeah, that and also it's more like this one wrestler represents each team in different matches, and I think for the early stages I'm gonna have to do multi-person matches, whether it be singles, tag team. No, I mean like singles as in 8 or 6 men, and tag teams as in 4 teams going at a time, or even wumbles. Because I gotta thin the herd a little bit. Okay, next slide. Oh yeah, and also all the 900 teams are not going to the same brand. There are gonna be in like the Infinity Dragon games 10 brands. There's Attitude, which is basically a tribute to the Attitude Era, of course. Classic, which is tribute to the NWA. The Asylum, which is my tribute to Impact Wrestling, where it was TNA and also ECW. Black Hole, which is tribute to the Indies. High Energy, which I think I can't remember exactly. No, wait. When did I base High Energy on? Okay, but that kind of doesn't matter. Okay, GW Gold. I based that on like Ruthless Aggression, Era's War. Lucha de Honor is a tribute to Lucha Wrestling. Actually, wait, hold on. I think when it comes to High Energy, I actually made that tribute to Japanese wrestling. Yeah, that actually makes the most sense. And then we got Turbo, which is my tribute to Nitro, or WCW Nitro. Smashdown, which is, if you can tell, it's my tribute to SmackDown. I was more of a SmackDown guy than a Raw guy. And Wise, which I based on NXT. Well, the good NXT, like the black and gold. So yeah, that's the 90. Like the 900 teams are going to be split into these 9 brands, but yeah, that's still going to be a problem because that's like 90 teams of 4 going to 10 brands. But I worked that out too, because yeah, like the slide mentioned, it's like 90 teams go to each brand, but that's not the end of like cutting it down, because the roster and the 90 teams will be split into 2 blocks, an A block and a B block, with 45 teams in each. There'll be a World Champion block and a number 1 contenders block. I'm going into details now, so yeah, it's not really like a 900 team tournament, even though it kind of is. It's more like 20-45 mini tournaments going on at the same time. Yeah, I know 20-45s are still insane, but again, with this idea, I can make it work. But that's how many people are going to be in it. How is this tournament going to work? Well, let's see here. And what kind of tournament is it? Okay, well, just going to go to the next slide. Yep, it's going to work a point system. So each team is going to try to get points. For like, again, I'll explain that later. And to get points, they're going to have different types of matches. Like I mentioned before, I am going to have to do multi-person matches. Wait, no more than 8. Well, in the early stages, I mean, in the early stages, until I can get the number down to a reasonable level, it'll be more, so just expect more like 8-person, 6-person, and Royal Rumbles, or matches that I came up with in my head. So again, there's that. So yeah, they're going to try and get points in these matches. And also, I want to clarify something else. It's not just going to be in WWE 2K22 that I got this planned. I also want to release it on AEW Fight Forever, Fire Pro Wrestling World, and the Wrestling Code. The reason I'm doing this is, well, I'm going to be honest. I grew up on the, like, SmackDown... The only SmackDown and SmackDown vs. Raw games where, well, intergender wrestling was allowed. Now, I know some people have definitely opinions on intergender wrestling, and I can understand that. But, at the same time, this is a video game. Like, this is a video game franchise. So, I think in video games, you can't have, like, women wrestlers take on men wrestlers. And that's more fun when I put these teams together. And it's not like 900. This isn't like 900 men teams and 900 women teams. No, it's 900 men and women teams. And some men teams actually have more men. Some teams have more old men. Some teams have more women. Some teams have some women are max. So I want to be fun. I want to kind of like this season to feel like that King of Fighters franchise. So yeah, that's why I want to make it like intergender wrestling as well. So I'll repeat that again. And the IDG, it's not just going to be on WWE 2K22, it's going to be on AEW Fight Forever when that gets released. It's going to also be on Fire Pro Wrestling World, and it's going to be on the Wrestling Code when that game's released. So yeah, I'm going to clarify that. Okay, next slide. Okay, now this is like the point system that I'm talking about. I made different slides with different point system. So, but yeah, this might be one of the most complicated parts of this, but I'm gonna try and explain. Basically, in the normal match points, if you win a match by pinfall, then you and your team get 5 points. If you win by a sub match or a special match win, you get 7 points. Now, sub means submission, and special match means if it's a special kind of match. Now, a KO win will get you 6 points. So I thought that would be kind of fair because it's like 5, 6, 7. I thought like sub would actually is more impactful than a pinfall, because you actually make the person tap out and also knockout. Basically, like you knock the person out completely. But as you can see below here, you have like you could also lose points in these matches. Like if you get pinfalled in that match, then you lose 3 points. If you get knocked out and you lose, you lose 4 points. And if you lose by submission or special match loss, you lose 5 points. Now also note, if you are not in an elimination match and you are not pinned, submitted, or KO, you do not win or lose any points. So say if you're like in I'm going to use a troll threat match as an example. A troll threat, if one man pins the other man, or makes the other man submit, then the one who gets pinned and submitted is the only one that loses the points, and the one who pins or submits him wins the points, but the third man, he gets nothing. So yeah, there's that. Now, that's not like I mentioned before, this isn't like the only points slide that I made. So yeah, the next one is the Royal Rumble points. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna need to do Royal Rumbles for this. So here is the points. I know you can see it, but I'm gonna go over it anyway. So like it says here, first place in the Royal Rumble. All these are going to be 30-person Royal Rumbles, by the way. First place, the winning team gets 25 points. Second place gets 20 points. Third to 14th place is 15 if you're in third place, 12 if you're in fourth place, 11 if you get fifth place, and it keeps going on until we get to 14. If you get 15th place, you get 0 points, because that's kind of like the midway point. And 16 and 30, yeah, it's gonna suck if you're like one of the first ones out of there. So yeah, like in 16 pool, it could be as worse as 16th place, you lose just 1 point. But if you're in 30th place, if you're the first man out, you lose 14 points for your team. That's gonna, that's gonna be almost impossible to get back. That'll be like you're minus 14 points if you lose in the first week or so. But yeah, anyway, that's the Royal Rumble points. But not done with the Royal Rumble slightly. But you see what I mean right now. Yeah, added points. Now in the matches, you can actually add points to your score by doing these things. So every weapon shot will get you 1 point for each weapon shot. OMG moments tossed off the sail, and every successful high west move to the outside, not inside, outside the lane, will get you 3 points. Now note why I say inside the lane is because I don't want to do it everyone inside the lane spams high west moves to get more points. Okay, smash through the table will get you 5 points. Unless it's a table match, which if it's a table match, then you get the 7 points as mentioned. For how long you are on the ladder in a ladder match, you get 1 point for every time, every single time you put I'm gonna try and explain this. When you go up the ladder, I don't know, I think they might have changed it for WWE 2K22, but when you go up the ladder and in the WWE 2K22 things, and you get that mini game with the circle, and you gotta try and get that dot inside the circle with the little gap. Every single time a wrestler does that, they get a point. Also, next one is longest in an elimination match / Rumble. Now note, it cannot be the winner or the second place because that would be unfair. You will get 4 points. Most eliminations in a Rumble / elimination match, I also forgot to put this in. It can't be the winner or second place again. You get 14 points. No, 14. Why did I say 14? Okay, I almost said 14 now. Stupid tiredness. You get 4 points. And then making your opponent bleed will get you 5 points. Now also note, if you get these added points, but you end up losing the match, unless you get the longest in the elimination match / Rumble, or most eliminations, all the points you get from the weapon short, all the points you get from the OMG moments, all the points you get from the smash through the table, unless it's a table match, all the points you get for how long you are on the ladder, and all the points you get from making your opponent bleed. If you end up losing that match, you get your points halved. So yeah, example, making your opponent bleed, if you end up losing that match after you make your opponent bleed, you only get 3 points. Every point you get from every weapon short and how long you're on the ladder, that points gets slashed. And OMG, yeah, same. So yeah, that's the added points. So next one. Oh yeah, and also not to mention we have our own championships. Every brand will have 8 championships between the 2 blocks. You will have a world, secondary, tag team, trios, light / super heavyweight, 24/7, gimmick, and the dreaded Losers Championship. Now note, these championships are not shared. One championship goes to each block. Again, for example, a tag team championship might go to block A, but that means the trios championship might go to block B. And also, here's the thing, every single championship in GW this season is under the Freebird rule. That means whoever, like, if somebody wins the World Championship, it's not just them that's the World Champion, it's the stable that's the World Champion, and they can defend, any member of that team can defend that championship. The only rule is that if it's a tag team championship and a trios championship, they have to be defended in a tag team / trios match. As well as that, any member of the team can pin and win a 24/7 championship, or be pinned and submitted to lose the 24/7 championship. So say, example of this. Let's see, a team. I'm gonna try and figure out a team off the top of my head. Okay, yeah, I'll use like Hamsley's team as an example. If say Billy, stupid name, he should have dropped Austin or at least got a new name. If Billy in 30, who's in Team PG, wins the 24/7 championship, then also one of his teammates, like say Hamsley, could be pinned and submitted to lose the 24/7 championship for the whole stable. And also, yeah, I'm also going to mention this right now, the dreaded losers championship, that is also under 24/7. So, yeah, you gotta watch out for that. Because the reason why I'm doing that is because Gwen's Toy Show actually did the losers championship that way, and I think that's a funny way of doing the losers championship, so I'm gonna do it. But anyway, yeah, again, championships can also get you points. So here's the rules. The losers championship, which is also on the 24/7 rule, is -1 for every loss. Yeah, that includes defenses too. If you want to successfully gain the losers championship, then that counts as an loss. And that's the same case as the 24/7 championship. You get 1 point added to the 24/7 championship for every time you win the championship and defend the championship. The Gimmick championship is gonna depend on the gimmick. I'm gonna explain that later when I make all the belts. The light and super championships is basically like light heavyweight and super heavyweight championship. It's like 3 points. Trios is 3 points. Tag teams like 2 points. Get added. Secondary is 4 points, and world is 7 because I want to make the world championship be important. These scores are gonna be added to your win columns if you're a champion. So yeah, that means if you say, world champion, you make your opponent submit, then while normally you get only 7 points by doing that, if you're the world champion, then you end up getting a whopping 14 points for your team. Yeah, I know. Crazy, huh? Okay, next slide. And okay, now I'm gonna explain the rules. And how this is going to be a little bit more easier than you actually think, even though it's all going to be insane. Okay, the first round of matches ends when everyone on every team has at least one match. That means every member of one team actually has a match on the block. And then after round 1, there will be a pay-per-view which is going to be a last chance. Where both blocks come together to do a show. And then after that pay-per-view, the 11 teams with the least amount of points will be eliminated from the tournament. Yeah, we're gonna do eliminations because I can't do 900 all the time. And also, here's also a note. whoever the loser champion is, they and their team are all gone as well, even if they are above the 11 teams. So, like, I know this seems unfair, but say you're above the 11 teams that are the lowest, but you're the losers champion. By the time after that pay-per-view, you are gone, and then a new losers champion will be declared in round 2. Yeah, the second round works the same. However, it's when every member has at least, of the remaining 34 teams, has at least 2 matches. Then round 3, with the remaining 23, is 3 matches. Then when the final 12 of each block will go to round 4 to try to get more points. After every member has at least 4 matches, we will have a Team Rumble. Every member of the team takes part in it, with the team with the highest ranked points being able to pick their number in that Rumble, and the winner of the winning team of that match will win the book and will go to Starmania 9 to face the winning team of the other book. Example, the winner of Block A, the World Champions block, will face the winners of Block B for that World Championship in one of the main events of the 11 nights of Starmania 9. Yeah, I'm playing 11 nights. Again, insane, I know. But I can make it work. And now, it's gonna be time for me to explain. Oh yeah, and the winners of the World Championship matches will then move on to the World Championship Tournament, which is gonna be the last night, which is a 1-night tournament where all the remaining 10 teams will compete in different randomized matches, which is basically also sudden death, which means you lose any of those tournament matches in the last day, you're gone. You're eliminated, and this will continue until only 2 teams remain. And now, here are the finals. The final rules are the last 2 teams, the last 2 8 teams, well, 4 versus 4 teams, will take on each other in a 4-on-4 elimination match where the winning team will win the Dragon Balls, the Infinity Stones, and a World Championship shot against any World Champion in Core Wrestling. I gotta have to get a little bit more permission though for that one. But yeah, that's my idea. The winners get the Dragon Balls, the Infinity Stones, and a World Championship shot against any World Champion in Core Wrestling. So yeah, that's how it's gonna work. And it's also gonna be important because I'm gonna go a little bit in character next, if that's okay. Because it'll be decided by the fate of GW, and possibly all of Core is on the line in this tournament. If the winner is a member of the Monty Alliance, then Monty gets 100% control of GW. See, in GW, the control is like split in half. There's like 50% goes to Monty, 25 goes to GW, and 25 goes to Georgia, and we also have a board with our own 100%. But if the Monty Alliance wins, Monty gets 100% control, as well as the boards. So basically 200% control. If the winner is a member of Ultimatum, then Chi-Chi will use the power of the Dragon Balls and the Infinity Stones to not only take over Core, but make every Fed family friendly. And she and Goku will sell all Core Wrestling to Mickey Mouse. Yeah, so Mickey Mouse will own everything. Who will then fire everyone he does not like, and nobody will be allowed to bash Desi ever again. If the winner is from the Eclipse, then Lord Azrael, that's the main antagonist, will give every member of the Eclipse a chance to try and use the Dragon Balls and Infinity Stones to achieve their own desires by fighting Asriel and beating him. But if they don't, and if they do not defeat Asriel, then he will use the powers of the Dragon Balls and the Infinity Stones to take control of the core multiverse and turn everyone into a brainwashed slave to serve him. And finally, if Team GEW/Team Robinsons win, then both the Eclipse and Ultimatum dies. And finally, Asriel finally pays for all the sins he committed in GEW, like killing the boss Mr. GEW last season. So yeah, that is the... I don't know why this is a blank screen, but yeah, this is where I'm supposed to say my final thoughts. Again, I know it's this is like a tall task. This is like possibly one of, if not the biggest task anyone has ever taken in core wrestling. And, you know, when I was on that chat, I heard that, well, one of the things that was said was Jamal basically mentioned that if I can pull this off, it will be big or something like that. And, you know, he's right. Again, this is like the biggest task in core wrestling that I've ever taken. That anyone's, I'm not sure if anybody's ever taken. But I think with this, I can make it work. Because, again, I want this to feel like the ending of a saga. Now, the only question is, will GEW survive in the end of the saga? Well, that's to remain a mystery. But yeah, think of... it's kind of insane, but again, like Jamal mentioned, if I do well, I could, like, everybody who was shocked when I mentioned this on that chat said I could fuck this up. And this might not work. It might be way too many people. I may not be able to pull it off. And I might have ended up just wasting my time with it. But if I do pull it off, if I do manage to do this right, it could be one of the biggest things that everyone's ever seen in core wrestling. And granted, I'm not gonna watch this though. I mean, like mentioned, when it comes to all the games I'm gonna play this on, I'm gonna wait until like AEW Fight Forever and the Wrestling Code come out before I do this. But yeah, again, this is like my tribute, my insane large tribute to core wrestling, because I love his pain, and I want to show respect to it, like a really big way. So all I can say is I hope the future is will shine bright on me, and it ends up working. But until then, I'm not gonna go on a rush on it though. I'm still gonna take my time a little bit, and I'm still gonna do some other things in the meantime. Then okay, again, you can tell I don't have a script, so I might be just plowing sometimes. So yeah, again, wish me luck, and again, if you wanna take part in this crazy idea I have, still go. You can let me know, and well, you can rest assured that even if I accomplish this or not, I'm never gonna do this again. But I guess it'll be fun while I do it. So okay, I'm gonna try and cut this off now. I just keep on saying random things. I guess I want to say I'm gonna try my best to pull this off when I eventually do it, and I hope I make everybody happy and proud. And to everyone, and to everyone who does this wonderful thing we have in co-wrestling or virtual wrestling or whatever you want to call it. Keep up the good work, and I glad to see in the future what you can do in co-wrestling and virtual wrestling, and I hope you're wishing me luck with this, even though some people think I'm insane, which is understandable because it is an insane idea. But until then, I hope everyone has the West Okay, again, I'm just saying random things, but okay, I'm just gonna say this right now. I'm gonna try and cut this off now. I hope everyone has a great rest of your day, and Godspeed and Momentai.